What's up, Facebook people? So, I know I said I'd do a different video, and it is Sunday night, and I am not in my other room, I'm in my living room. So, a lot's gone on this weekend. I'm feeling a little better, just so y'all know. And we here in the Missouri legislature, we have Senate Bill 60. Now, I have spoken on, sorry guys, I have spoken on this one subject for a long time. And when I found out about it at the last CEASE Summit, the last CEASE Global Summit, which means the Coalition Against Sexual Exploitation, from the NCOSE, the National Coalition on Sexual Exploitation out of Washington, D.C., we found out that there was 37 states. Now, mind you, this was back in May and June, July, so of 2020. There might have been reforms since then. And as always, I'm speaking for myself. But, and this is me as a political advocate, because this is very important. Here in Missouri, we are one of those 37 states now. When I found this out, I immediately got a hold. When Senator Brian Williams contacted me and asked me to, his chief of staff, Robert Auburnoff, asked me to help out with the human trafficking legislative conference that we just had, I was more than willing to help. So I presented him with the opportunity and asked him if he would be interested in writing up some bill language, since he had a lot of bill language already written up about police reformation. And he was very interested, because he had already been looking into this subject. So I knew he had it. I knew he was going to do it, and he absolutely did. He even went on live TV, national TV today, and I was so proud of him. He even mentioned that this is in the bill with addressing the sexual misconduct with law enforcement here in Missouri. So, in the past, and even now, because the bill's not passed yet, it has been, and I know you guys don't like hearing this, because we do have good cops. I want to say that right away. We do have good cops, but we also have what I personally call bad cops. Good cops, bad cops. Now, every good law enforcement officer that I speak to really does not like these icky, bad law enforcement officers that give them a bad name. So hence, they have been asking legislators for a really long time, can you write us some good laws? Can you write us some good policies that will actually help us do our job? But then it gets, to the floor, they start arguing, and, that's what happens. So, here we go. We have a bill on the floor that is going to allow us that when somebody is in custody of a police officer, that means when you are in custody, that means if you're in their car, they pick you up, they say, we're going for a ride, you're detained in any form or fashion. In the past, if this law enforcement officer sexually assaulted you, it used to be that it was your word against theirs. And here in Missouri, our police unions, or our powers that be, and I'm doing quotations because, I can only do as we are told, has always protected these officers with clauses and protection clauses that If there's no evidence and they're in custody, it's their word against the officers. And the officers are allowed to say, this is very important, they are allowed to say it was consensual. This blew my mind, okay? Here I am in DC, virtually this year, but still 10 days of it, you know? And I find this out. I come back, I'm immediately on the phone. And then I find out here in Missouri that we have a clause that says, oh no, our officers can say it was consensual. This explained a lot. Once I started looking into it in my head about what happened to me back in 2011. What has happened to so many other people in St. Louis and in the state of Missouri. That makes sense. If you are accosted by a law enforcement official, or if a law enforcement official just turns his head the other way, now that makes sense. So when we talk about corruption, we're not talking about all of law enforcement. And I say we as advocates, or we as survivors. We are talking about the ones that don't give a damn. We are talking about the ones that make people like me, who planned on being retired, have to come out of retirement and do what I do, so I have a voice for thousands of people. I am asking for many people for this bill to pass, because not only does it justify police I'm sorry, this is a hard word for me to say, guys. The facial paralysis. Reformation on a grand scale to boost this country and to be a good, great role model and show that we are the show me state. No more chokeholds. No more neck things. But also, no more raping people while you have them in custody and allowing it to happen, and you will be held accountable. Accountability matters. I am working on a project right now so that I can start bringing everyone some free educational classes that I'm going to upload to YouTube that I am accredited to teach. But I also wanted to let some organizations out there for law enforcement know that I am also a Stop the Bleed instructor, and that with No More Tears, I am authorized. I can teach these courses now. I know it doesn't really pertain to what I'm talking about here, but it is a very important course. With what we have going on right now, you never know when you are going to know the right way to stop someone from bleeding. I found that out the hard way. But the point is that we really here in St. Louis and in Missouri are trying to change. Our people are. But we just got to get our lawmakers to start talking to us. They're starting to talk to each other, but we really need them to keep communicating with individuals like us and picking up their phones when we call and answering their emails. And I know they have a lot going on, but communication is so important. So this is a call out. And this is us shouting out to you. So for Sunday night, I wish y'all well. I'm going to say a prayer for all of you. And I will speak to y'all tomorrow or in a few days. I hope y'all had a great weekend. And this is Tiffany Myler for the Dynamic Shift Project. We are going to dynamically shift Missouri, man. And I'm signing out. Peace.